3 months before your Praxis exam is the easiest time to mess things up without realizing you're doing it. The test isn't close enough to trigger panic, but it's close enough that every choice you make from here on out starts to matter. This is the phase where people don't fall behind because they stop studying. They fall behind because they tell themselves they'll start later. They wait for motivation, wait for urgency, wait for the moment when prep suddenly feels serious. And by the time that moment arrives, the foundation they should have built here is missing. That's when studying turns chaotic, confidence drops, and stress takes over. Hi, I'm Sandra Matthews. I hold a doctoral degree in education, and welcome to the Pass Your Praxis channel. In today's video, we're breaking down exactly what you should be doing 3 months before test day. Not to cram, not to panic, but to set up the kind of preparation that makes the final weeks feel controlled instead of overwhelming. This is the moment to handle everything that would feel extra annoying to deal with later. Test registration, test format, testing center versus at-home rules, ID requirements, break policies, scratch paper rules. None of these raises your score directly, but all of it raises your stress if you ignore it. 3 months out, this stuff is easy. 3 weeks out, it feels like an emergency. Once these logistics are handled, your brain stops wasting energy on uncertainty. You're not wondering where you'll test, what you'll bring, or whether something will go wrong. You've already decided. That mental space matters more than people realize. Here's something most study plans skip. Where you study matters as much as how you study, especially this early. 3 months out is when you experiment. Desk or couch, silence or background noise, morning light or late night quiet. You're not optimizing yet, you're observing. This phase is about finding a space that doesn't fight you, a place where sitting down doesn't immediately feel uncomfortable or distracting. You're building familiarity with the environment itself, not just the material. Later, when the pressure increases, having a known reliable study space reduces friction in ways you don't consciously notice but absolutely feel. This is also the point where you choose your resources and then stop collecting more. 3 months out, people often fall into the trap of endless research. Another book, another platform, another set of notes. It feels productive, but it's really just decision avoidance. The goal here is not having the best materials, it's having enough materials and committing to them. Once your tools are chosen, you shift from hunting to using. That shift is subtle, but it's powerful. It marks the moment you stop preparing to study and actually start studying. This stage is not about content mastery. It's about fluency with how questions are written. Praxis questions have a voice, a rhythm, a way of framing ideas that's different from textbooks or classroom discussions. 3 months out, you start noticing that language without rushing to answer perfectly. You read questions slowly. You notice what's being asked versus what's being described. You begin recognizing how incorrect answers are designed to sound reasonable. This early exposure builds pattern recognition. Later, that recognition becomes instinct, but it starts here. One major advantage of starting early is that you don't have to mix everything together yet. 3 months out, you can review content without immediately testing yourself under pressure. You can explore concepts, revisit fundamentals, and refresh knowledge without the emotional weight of scores. This separation matters. It allows your brain to absorb information without constantly evaluating itself. That kind of learning sticks longer and feels less exhausting. You're laying down knowledge before you ask it to perform. As you begin light question practice, this is the perfect time to start tracking mistakes, not for accountability, but for pattern spotting. You're not writing down every wrong answer. You're noting types of errors, misreading, rushing, forgetting definitions, confusing similar concepts. Over time, this log becomes incredibly useful. It shows you how you tend to go wrong, not just what you don't know. Later in the process, this insight becomes one of your strongest test day tools. At this stage, sessions should be short enough that focus stays sharp. You're not building stamina yet, you're building attention control. You want to notice when your mind drifts, when frustration spikes, when confidence drops. This awareness, helps you adjust long before endurance becomes an issue. Think of this as mental form practice: clean, controlled, repeatable. Long sessions come later. Right now, quality matters more than quantity. 3 months out is when you decide how review will work, not how often, but how. Where do explanations live? How do you revisit old material? How do you flag things that need reinforcement later? Setting this up early prevents overwhelm later. When content starts piling up, you won't be scrambling to remember what you've already seen. You'll have a system waiting. This turns review into a process instead of a panic response. This phase should feel low stakes on purpose. You're not tracking scores obsessively. You're not measuring readiness. You're just engaging regularly. When progress feels neutral instead of emotional, learning accelerates. You become more curious, less defensive. Mistakes stop feeling personal. That emotional neutrality is one of the biggest advantages of starting early, and one of the first things lost when people wait too long. 3 months before test day, the goal isn't confidence, and it's definitely not perfection. It's structure, it's clarity, it's setting things up so future you isn't scrambling. So if this phase feels quiet, organized, and almost a little boring, you're doing it right. This calm is intentional. That's the foundation being built. Now here's your next move. Take one action today that locks this phase in. Set up your study space. Choose your materials. Schedule your first low-pressure sessions. Do something small but concrete that turns this plan into momentum. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are you doing to set yourself up for success later? Thanks for watching, and good luck on your Praxis journey. You can do this.